Hey everyone, welcome to episode 47 of AI GTM Talks. My name is Iyer, and we're happy to bring you another hopefully insightful episode on what's happening in the world of AI transforming go to market as we know it. We kicked this off, almost a year ago, and we've been bringing on either AI GTM tech CEOs who are going deep in different areas of go to market. We've also brought on revenue leaders, who again are transforming their own organizations, in the GTM area. And then we've also, been bringing on subject matter experts and practitioners. Happy to have Devanand with us today. Devanand, how are you?
Hey, Mani. Again, thanks for having me. I'm doing great.
Awesome, awesome. And so, Devanand, I know that you and I met, I think, back in TechCrunch. It's been months ago, and the good
Yeah.
news is learned a bit about you. I'll, certainly put up this next slide here so people know uh, who we are. So I know we started working together because you've been building out this really exciting solution around uh, call it an AI native website builder. And I know you've got a lot of experience, building websites at scale at several companies. So maybe you could kick it off by doing a quick little intro about yourself and uh,
Yeah.
the kind of conversation we're hoping to have today.
Sure thing. Yeah, as you were saying, I think I have 14 plus years of experience in building large scale, marketing platforms. I would say like websites at HP, at HPE, Micro Focus, OpenText. We had mergers going on every 2 years, so that also
Yeah,
helped us build the solutions which would work for us, and
yeah,
that essentially was, again, as you said, marketing platforms at scale, and
yeah.
which serve for millions of users. And that
Right.
that's what essentially I would say led to rebuilding Pixelesq. It's a that, and of course the whole AI inflection right now which is happening.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
we're building Pixelesq. It's a AI native website builder. Think of
yeah.
it like Cursor for marketing, where how Cursor unlocked dev experience where with autocomplete or the agent experience plan mode. Think of the same ease of managing a website, but completely for marketers, built ground up for them and marketing
Got
teams
it.
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then I know that we really liked what we saw, which is where we started working with you, and we have the old Kwanzoo website, and as you know, it's we are all about bringing together buying signals, person level, company level. We have built this tech called Signals Hub. We sell into SMB, mid market customers, across multiple industries. But what got me really excited was we had an old website,
Yeah.
which has
Yeah.
been built, a long time ago. But then you came in and you've completely transformed it. So I thought it'd be interesting for the folks here to see what the possibilities are with some of these more modern AI native website builder tools, and how you can start eliminating a bunch of these little point tools and basically have like a one single tool that is something that maybe somebody within a GTM team or a marketing team can kind of, for the most part, manage
Yeah.
it themselves with
Yeah.
not needing a whole lot of developer support on the outside. Be it
Yeah.
which has been, I think, one of the knocks against some of the other tools, from what I understand, in this
Yeah.
content management system, website builder tools world.
Yeah.
So yeah, help folks understand a little bit of the background, the context of your company,
Yeah.
and then let's use, if it's okay with you, let's use the Kwanzoo story, because I know you helped us
Yeah.
completely transform our refresh our website, from what it was back in,
Yeah.
I think, October, November, and then now, here we are. So
Yeah.
yeah, just run us through that, Devanand, if you would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I think it's a great story to tell, because what you told me about the platform was really amazing. And when I went back and looked at the site, it was not telling the same story, right? Like I feel there was a good
yeah,
mismatch. And I think that's what most of the companies are also struggling in the similar space, where I think they want to tell a very different story, something which is, very grounded, something which is at least like very innovative, but their
yeah.
websites tell a very different story because they're still stuck with WordPress or Dudas or Squarespace and Wixes of the world, because they're very easy to get started on, but not something
Mm,
which you can easily grow with, right? Again, platforms like yours need a consistent and a constant growth engine, if you may, like where
Hmm.
website should still work when you're not working, or you're not
Yeah.
essentially adding and doing things. So let's understand what the problems were with the previous site, and very quickly I'll just like share my screen and
Yeah, yeah. I think we want a
go
lot of
through.
show and tell because I know the
Yeah,
folks watching, they love to see stuff. They want to see
yeah,
stuff moving and shaking. So yeah, let's do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So this is your old site. Uh,
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't burn any bridges, but let's look at a couple of things which were missing, right? Like where it had a weak SEO foundation, where the heading hierarchies were not right, where it was
Mhm.
very thin with respect to the whole EEAT signals, which is what Google essentially favors, or even multiple LLMs are favoring now. These
Yeah.
are essentially like bringing in testimonials, bringing in uh, customer stories, case studies, and like the whole Duda platform itself allows like very little customization with respect to like the pages, how they look and what how they perform and stuff. Same thing,
Yeah.
I think, like your product pages were very thin. Your
Hmm.
glossary was all stuffed up into one page. Your the AI GTM talks were all on one page. I think these are all great opportunities for us to, really showcase the buried content which is not discoverable, and make it very easy for both human and AI or LLMs to go find and showcase.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think the whole shift was in three phases, right? Like one, we did not just migrate, we transformed the site. And first one was, the complete uplift of how it looks and performs. So this was again
Yeah.
one more product page. So let's look at the new site right now. So if you
Hmm.
see, now it looks like much cleaner, much better, where it's very easy to scan through, where you have clear clear signals of who your customers are, and whom you're serving, and how what compliance, what security things you have. All of that is
Yeah.
available at like a very interesting and a very nice
Hmm.
layout, if you may. And this is not like a template. Each of this is completely thought through, structured page, where we understand how the information flows, what should be. This is all again learned from top converting pages and stuff. And same thing with your product pages, right? Like what values it bring in, and the entire page is structured for H2s and H3s that all follow a certain pattern, and they all
Yeah.
have very contextual testimonials, FAQs, which is again like the huge discovery piece for what your actual buyers are even asking, right? Like, so these are real
Yeah.
questions which really help, to for it to be showcased in search engines, for it to turn up in AI discoveries and all that stuff. So this is one part of things, right? Like where we restructured the entire content, not just like change the text of it, but also the whole technical SEO. Like the pages perform much faster now. They are lightning fast across. They're responsive by default. All of that is built into the platform. So
Right.
that's one part. And we just spoke about adding the whole EEAT signals across the site. The other piece was we also expanded the whole content which was buried. For example, let's say if you look at the GTM talks, now each
Yeah.
of these is a separate page with a whole YouTube embed which Google loves, and you can play. And we have like key takeaways which used our AI agents to transform the transcripts into something which is easily consumable again, and which really highlights what was talked in the whole GTM talk, like in the whole
Got
video.
it. So you have
And who
key
the guests are.
takeaways from each of the videos. You've kind
Yeah,
of brought it in into the page, and it's become text content that the AI search
yeah,
engines can pick up.
yeah.
Is
So that
is that right?
really helps for, yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And this is again like the same thing we've done for also glossary pages, which is again a very highly ranked. And like bunch of these terms are the ones which are actually driving your traffic right now. So this is a
Yeah.
huge piece again, like where all of this was stuffed into one page, but now each of these terms have individual pages, and they all are a huge lead magnet, if you may. So,
Got it.
and we just didn't stop there, right? Like we also added, and again this is all built into the platform, the auto updation of your sitemap. Automatically it pushes to the whole index now thing, which all every time you hit publish, it goes and lets multiple of these search engines know that your page is
Yeah.
updated, your content is updated. And
Yeah.
this is something which is again new and automated here also, where you don't have to continuously maintain a LLMs.txt. This is something purely built for AI search engines or the LLMs for them to understand what content your entire site has. So this is very similar to what sitemap was doing for Google, but now this is what the search engines or LLMs are using to understand your site much better and in a much simpler way, because they don't have to go through the whole markup of the site and filter out the style, filter out all of that, the images and stuff, but something which is by default available for them in a pure text format. So this is
Got
again
it.
like a huge piece and huge difference what
And
brought to the
this
site.
is what you're sorry, this is what you're calling
So,
an LLMs dot
yeah,
txt. It's like a text
yeah, it
file for
is a
LLMs.
standard across all the LLMs. They all follow this right now for
Got it.
understanding every site. So this is the easiest way for them to understand every site much
Hmm.
quicker, and they don't have to go through the entire site, pass through the entire content and stuff.
Got
So
it.
all of this is great. This looks great. So it shows up now, like the results are like right here. So what you can actually see is 27th is when we went live, and you can clearly see how we had more than 4,000 clicks. All of this is organic. Like, I know you're not running any ads, and I'm sure you're not running any ads, and we are not doing any gimmicks here. And you can see like the whole growth for active users also from 27 to here. And it just like is a real value ad, if you may. Like the whole users have grown 100, more than 100%. The event count has grown. All the results are right here. Yeah.
Got it. Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. So let's hopefully this gives people a real feel for the 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 kind of AI native website builder, right? Tech that you built.
Yeah.
And because we're literally showing people the before and the after, right? What did
Yeah.
the site look like, and what does the site look like now, and how you kind of broken it up. It's just so much more rich content.
Yeah.
Um, I think people will want to know
Yeah.
what is the effort
Mhm.
in that migration from old
Yeah.
to new, because I think that holds a lot of people back, right? And
Yeah.
they're always concerned about, I have a site, I have 50 pages, I
Yeah.
want to go to 200, 300 pages, but
Yeah.
what are we talking about here in terms of
Mm.
effort? And I think you did a lot of that in a pretty smart way, from
Yeah.
what I can remember, because it wasn't that a lot of manually created content that
Yeah.
we had to provide to you. I think you used the lot of existing content and
Yeah.
videos and so forth to kind of generate some additional content for LLMs. Is that right?
Yep.
If you
Yep.
speak to that a little bit, yeah, go ahead.
For sure. We call it magic migrate because it really feels like magic, right? Like when someone goes back and tells you like if you can migrate your entire site of 100 pages or 200 pages in less than a month. I mean, it's not, it's unheard of, like, and that too at this scale where, the entire UI UX is transformed. I think what we have
Yeah.
built is something which is again very ingenious, ingenious, or something which is, not available in any other website builders, if you may. But what
Okay.
happens essentially is we first define a quick template, and then we are able to restructure and scrape your current site, agnostic of what platform it is built on, agnostic
Okay.
of what access we have, whatever is available. We take all the images. All of this is dynamic, and that's how we have been able to first just like define, for example, it's a blog page or a blog template. Same thing for your AI GTM talks, and then AI does the rest of the job, right? Like where it picks up the important pieces from your current pages, transforms
Hmm.
it, restructures it, and does it all in bulk, where we don't have to manually go and like recreate all of this for all of the sites, right? Like, so we're still working on it and we're still making it better, but that's what has helped us migrate all of these and also transform your current, like, I think you were at like 100 pages or 90 pages, but we have made them more than 240 pages right now, so which is almost
So
doubling
got it.
the entire content footprint. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So we went from 90 pages to about 240 pages. So
Yeah.
you're saying it's like a 2.5x increase
Yeah.
in
Yep. Content
content,
footprint, like just your
content footprint.
authority increasing. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So that's good. See, I'm trying to kind of sum it up for folks who are, watching and
Yeah.
listening in terms
Please.
of why do this, and then
Yeah.
what is the value people should look for
Yeah.
in terms of if they're going to use any kind of more modern AI native CMS tools to go
Yep.
do this exercise.
And also this, right?
What
Like we've
should
also, yeah, transformed the whole SEO title, the SEO descriptions, and the JSON release schema, which is again missing in your current site, which gives again Google a lot more understanding of your site, a lot more schematic data, structured data, what you can call it. All of this is again built into the platform and why carried over while we were migrating and transformed.
Got it. Got it. So give folks a sense of where you're at with your company. I mean,
Mhm.
who are you serving now? What are your target segments, personas? Maybe we can skip from the demo part back to a discussion part, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to stop your screen share, we can get into
Yep.
that. Yeah, tell people a little bit about your company right now. Who are you working with? Is this SMB? Is it mid market? What's the kind of clients you're kind of bringing on? What stage are you
Yeah.
at with the development of the tech that you've got?
Yeah, I think we have a great product already, and of course it never ends. Like as you know, like platforms
Sure.
keeps growing, and the whole tech is changing every few weeks now. So
Yeah.
our sweet spot, I would say, is B2B companies, which need their website to be a growth engine and not like a
Mm.
static brochure site in some sense, and
Sure.
also
Yeah.
like good amount of consulting services, be it healthcare, professional services like real estate, consultancies.
Mm.
All of these are great, and whoever wants to move away from their current static website, if you may, and who are looking at it as a growth engine, if you may, and where marketing teams which are at least like size of 10 to 200 people, I mean, I would put them
Got
in
it.
that, who have a good understanding, who want to show up in SEO, who want to show up in AI overviews, chat discoveries, all of that. Like anyone who's looking at
Yeah.
that kind of growth, I would say
Got it.
is a great uh,
Got it.
ICT
So,
for us.
fair enough. So, I think so. So SMB to I call it lower mid market, right? So,
Yeah,
they're small
yeah,
companies, less than 50 million in revenue, all the way to
yeah,
lower mid market,
yeah,
few hundred million in revenue would be a sweet
yeah.
spot, given where you are at with
Exactly.
your
Until we
own
build in the whole
product
SOC
and product,
compliance and yep, yep,
right? Product footprint and all that. No, that
yep,
makes sense. Now, what are your customers looking for in terms of their number one, two, three, four, call it
yeah,
value? Like
yeah,
they invest say $X thousand to do
yeah,
this whole website migration
hmm,
transformation.
yeah.
What do they want to get out, and what are the key outcomes that they're looking for, and quickly, in your
Yeah.
mind?
I would say there are three. I mean, one is escaping the WordPress or Duda or like the limitations of that, right? Like where the platform
Got
itself
it.
is holding them back, where they're not able to make these changes fast enough
Mm,
or they're not able to
mm.
move fast enough. So that is one. And again,
Yeah.
the companies want to move, so they don't want to rely on developers and designers to again like create new pages, create new landing pages, run campaigns. All of that is something where developers now have good number of AI tools for them to go and move at that speed. Even marketing teams want to do that, like where they want to really treat their website as a product and grow at that same scale and grow at the same speed. So I feel that's
Yeah.
the second biggest outcome they're looking for. And third, of course,
Yeah.
the whole SEO and discoverability from day one, right? Like where they want to show up more on AI reviews, they want to convert more, and all of that is built into the platform where they don't have to spend on ads versus like getting organic growth is there's no match for replacing the organic growth. So I feel that that's what we bring in to
Got it.
to our customers. Yeah. So that's our
Got it.
key three outcomes, I
Got
would
it.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, so rapid changes, not be caught up with the limitations of the CMS, and then
Yeah.
essentially aim for high organic growth, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then have it be more of a marketer focused, as
Yeah.
opposed to
Developer or depending on developers
developer
and
focused.
yeah. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Talk about the broader landscape of how AI is transforming the content management CMS
Yeah.
uh, category, if you will, because a lot of people, you are new, and so a
Yeah.
lot more people probably know of about Webflow and Framer,
Right.
and there's a bunch of other CMS tools out there.
Right.
How do you see your category kind of transforming because of AI?
I feel it enables a lot more you know smartness built into the platform where that's why we were calling it AI native from day one, right? Like where it is not bolted on, where you're not just
Yeah.
generating content, you're generating the entire structure of the page, where we are not just generating code again, where it really enables the marketing teams change a lot more things much more easily and much more fluently and much more
Mm.
reliably, where you're not again relying on a developer or a designer to tell you what exactly works and what does not. And I feel the major shift is again twofold, where the search is becoming conversational now. It's not just searching for two keywords and
Mm,
expecting to show up on the search results and stuff, right? Like now people want to understand. So the kind of visitors who are landing in your website is a lot more intent driven. They know exactly what they're looking for, and they have been already looking for multiple other options, and only then they land on your site. So the
mm,
entire site has to convey that now, not just a typical keyword stuffing into the website and stuff. So that is one. And
mm,
I feel the whole consolidation play, right? Like where the teams don't want to have 10 different tools to manage SEO, analytics, A/B testing, localization. All of that should be all built into one platform. I think that's also our motive, you may, like where we combine 15 plus tools, where they don't want to move to different, like Google Search Console for something else, and then figure out something else, and all of that in letting a developer or designer to go and then change, because a lot of that is lost in translation. So I
mm,
feel having all of that into one tool, and that's what AI enables us to do, to do that at a very AI native, because AI understands the intent very well of both, like the ones who are creating the content and one how it gets served. So it enables us to do that at a very fast pace, like be it recommendation engine, be it recommending images, recommending testimonials, what would go well on the current pages, current product pages, understanding the entire context, the ICP of the site. And also the second shift is also the whole agents, right? Like now imagine a site is not static anymore, where if we understand who the visitor is, we are able to transform the content live as they are scrolling through the website, scrolling through the different pages and stuff. We are able to change the content, match the content to the intent of what the user is trying to find, and show them the right thing, so that it's an easy convert than again
mm.
going through the whole old lead gen flows. Yeah.
Got it. So, Devanand, I know just a few minutes ago you walked people through how you used your tool and Magic Migrate to go from the old Kwanzoo website to the new Kwanzoo website.
Yeah.
Would you mind just going back into your tool now? But for now, for the folks watching,
Mhm.
just help them understand the key components of the
Mhm.
tech you have built
Yeah.
and what function does each of those serve
Mhm.
and who is it designed for, like
Yeah.
how would a marketer like the GTM, our lead GTM lead at Kwanzoo, GTM head at
Yeah.
Kwanzoo, how would he use it,
Yeah.
right, on a day-to-day basis, or like a marketing
Yeah.
website marketing lead at a
Yeah.
company would use your tech. If you can just walk us through that'd be great.
Sure thing. Let me start sharing my screen again.
Yeah.
So the entire site or entire platform is built for again marketers, because we didn't want it to be again tied down or only limited to designers or developers who understand the websites historically.
Right.
But
Yeah.
something, and you would see the first change is the whole interface itself, where it mimics like an email, where everyone is very familiar with how the email works. And what you would see is again a couple of pieces. So this is dynamically generated and maintained, the entire context, right? Like so the AI always has the content gen or even the module gen, which we'll look at in a quick second. It has this and dynamically maintains, who your ICPs are, whom you're targeting, and
Okay.
what their pain points
Okay.
are and goals are. All of this is built into
Yeah.
the platform. It's dynamically changing as you add content and as you add to things. And you can
Yeah.
see what their visitor intentions are, and you can obviously configure and change any of this too. So this
Yeah.
is
Okay. Can
where,
you scroll down? I'm curious about the visitor intention. The personas
yeah.
make sense. You've got a marketing leader, you've got a sales leader, you've got
Hmm.
RevOps, and who do you have? What are you trying to do with visitor intentions?
This is again like this helps you to generate the right content based on what the visitor intentions are, right? Like what I mean by that
Mhm.
is, let's say if you go back and let's say if you are editing the homepage itself, right? Like right
Yeah.
here, and you saw like I can just like double click on anything and change every aspect of it. Like right here, it's all
Right.
live and it's very easy, so that you don't have
Yeah.
to again know any tools for you to change. And let's say if you want to
Yeah.
add a new section here, I can just click on Magic Add. It'll automatically figure out what content would go here, what layout would go here based on the content above and below. And you'll see in a quick second, it also automatically takes up your brand, and it right there it added all the same standards and stuff. But again, because it didn't know this, I can do that at multiple levels, right? Like and same thing if I, for example, let's say if you want to still manually add a certain section
Mm.
or certain content, you have all of this built into. So I can easily like drop in any of this and customize it to my heart's content. So example, like say I can
Mm.
just drop in this here, and if you just click generate, it'll again figure out what would be the right content to go here. And each of these modules, whatever you add, is always responsive, is always unbrand, it's always structured well, so that
mm,
you don't have to again worry about the back end pieces of it or the technical SEO pieces of it. And
mm,
we also have like a internal like link checker, if you may. So
okay.
all the links which are, if they're not right, it'll automatically point them right here, and you can obviously go back and um, fix any of the links. And this happens before you are even publishing. So we take care of
Mm,
like those pieces at one level. And as soon as I would hit publish or any of that, it'll automatically go and generate all of these for a new page, because we already have this. That's why it'll not do that right now. But all of the
mm,
title, description, all of the JSON release schema, all of that built in. So that's one thing. But if you don't want to go and manually edit, that's where we have the agent built in right here. For example, let's say if
mm,
you want to create a new blog, and you can just drop in any like a document, and it'll automatically create the entire blog for you, right? Like based on your
amazing.
brand, so you don't have to go and manually do the same thing. So you can create a new page, create a new testimonial,
Yeah,
create a new compare page.
got
Yeah,
it, got it. Yeah, no, just give us a second. I think this is interesting. So I'm just
yeah,
gonna read out for the people. This kind of small font, so for people watching.
sure.
Um, you can create a new blog. You can create a new product or a new video.
Yeah,
You've got a new comparison page.
yeah.
A
All of
lot of
these are
people want to see
contextual, right? Like all of these are
contextual. Yeah, you
context.
got
Yeah, because
testimonials. You got a new team member. You got a new solution glossary,
yeah,
a new port, and a new. Yeah, I think you've thought about a lot of different things people want to typically have on a web page,
yeah.
on a website. So that's
And the
pretty
best
cool.
part
Yeah,
is
go
you
ahead.
can just like attach a file or attach any, just like add a small description. It'll automatically go and create that, right? Like for example, let's say if I want to create a new team member, and I can say, let's add, I'll just say Kwanzoo, or let's say, I don't know, Amit, Aurora, and it'll automatically go and go to the team thing. It'll take care of the template. It'll go and create some description about like the team member, which you can obviously go and tweak and change.
Mm,
So that there you go. And while it is
got
doing
it.
that, the best part is, for example, let's say the biggest use case, at least what Kwanzoo was doing was, let's say adding a new redirect, right? Let's say if I want to add a new redirect, this is very good integration, and this is what a lot of our customers love. So let's say let's add a new
So you're talking about
redirect.
redirect to content on the old site, or really
Yeah, from an
redirecting
old
content
URL to a new
new
URL or
URL?
any of this, right?
Got
Like
it.
because this was something.
Okay.
Let's say I'll just add
Understood.
to slash
Privacy old to
privacy.
privacy new. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay, understood.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
And I can just like assign this to, let's say, a agent which is built in into your linear. So this is linear is what you're using for managing the tickets or for any website stuff. So I can
yeah.
easily assign to a Pixelesq agent, and what
Mm,
you will see is the same agent. So let's say what it's doing is it's taking the same thing what I would do manually, or like you would assign a developer to do manually, but goes and
mm.
creates that redirect in less than 10 seconds, and it is done, right? Like, so
Oh,
what you can actually see, it automatically moves the ticket to in review. And so now we can actually go to Kwanzoo site right here, and privacy old, and if everything worked, it's there you go, it moved to privacy policy. It's that easy. Like you could create a new redirect in less than 10 seconds. Let's go
amazing.
back to the sorry, let's go back to one more thing which I wanted to show. For example, let's say creating a new form, right? Like lead gen
Yeah,
forms are typical, and you would do that a lot more. So let's say if you want to create a demo request form, right?
yeah, yeah.
And typically, and I've done this day in day out, creating a new form and getting it live takes easily nothing less than a week. If you want to connect it to your CRM, if you want to connect, if you understand, want to do like lead gen, like the right fields and all that stuff. But it's
Yeah,
right here where I can easily, where it suggested automatically all the fields which you might need, if you may.
yeah, yeah.
And I can just click this button, and the entire form is there in less than 10 seconds again. And I can add this to
Amazing.
any any page and stuff. So many of these are built into the platform, where we understand like what typically marketing teams would need, like be it the
Yeah,
chatbot, be it like your integrations with all the other index now where every time you hit publish, we automatically send the content to Bing, Yandex, and these are the most used search engines across the world. And
Yeah,
same, all the integrations are again built in. If you want to add a custom tag, adding a new analytics ID, all of that's again very straightforward for you to go and change
got
or
it.
let the agent know and add. Yeah,
Got it. Yeah, talk about integrations into other. That's the next topic I had for you was
yeah,
integrations to other typical pieces of tech in
yeah,
in a mid market company,
yeah,
so that this AI native CMS becomes even more
yeah,
kind of one stop, right? One place
yeah.
to go and get your work done. What
Yeah.
are the integrations you're focused on here? Yeah, talk about that.
I think typically you would need like a CRM integrations or like forms, and all of these is something which is built into the platform. So you don't have to go and recreate and use separate tool for them. Same thing we want to do
Right.
for A/B testing, for analytics, for even Google Search Console, any kind of tools which you have used extensively, which are very typical for WebOps. We want to build
Yeah,
that into the platform. But other than that,
got it.
integrations like project management, like what we just saw, like linear and stuff, because people use
Yeah,
these for managing their not just website but lot of the other things,
yeah.
where we are easily integrating with any of these tools too, be it Slack, be it email, where instead of you coming to the platform and doing these changes, you can send an email to a certain email ID and that will create the entire page, give you a review link for you to review and update. So integrations with email, integrations with CRMs, especially like be it
Mm,
Salesforce, be it HubSpot, be it Zoho for time being. We had
mm.
integrations with all of those too,
Got it.
and typical the ones which are already present, right? Like Pixel or Google Analytics and stuff too.
Got it. So these are the ones you already have, and there's some
Yeah,
others on your roadmap. Is that
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have
Oh,
like
okay.
Zoho, we
You
have
already
Linear
have
and
Linear.
Slack.
You already have Zoho. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
we
it.
have Slack too, and we have Google Search Console already baked in, but it's not in the release yet. But yeah, all of these too.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So, talk next, if you would. We can stop the demo
Yeah,
piece, but how are you thinking about packaging, pricing, cost to migrate the site? What are we talking about? Because I'm sure people,
yeah.
listening will want to know what are they looking
We
at?
wanted to keep it very simple and we don't want to complicate it like how I think like Webflow and Framer have chosen to do, like to base it
Mm,
on per seat and stuff. We follow a very simple thing. We have a setup fee and then a continuous SaaS subscription for monthly based on the number
yeah.
of pages they have and based on the effort involved to do the migration, because
Yeah.
nowhere else will get the kind of migration or a transformation. I would say it's not just a migration. So transform and
Yeah.
grow. So that's what we price it on, like the number of pages, the number of integrations you would
Mm.
need, a number of based on just the kind of traffic you have, and
Yeah.
just those very simple,
Yeah.
straightforward setup and continuous monthly subscription. Yeah,
Got it. And I mean, I think your migration fee, I think, is pretty reasonable. And
yeah,
then even the monthly fee, you're charging a few $100s a month,
yeah,
which again is
yeah. It
probably
starts off from
uh,
$99 to $200 or $300 for typical mid-sized
yeah,
companies, and like little
right,
higher
right,
for enterprise. But what they
yeah,
get in that is everything is included, right? Like, so we are
yeah,
not like doing piecemeals where you have to pay extra for a chatbot, we have to pay extra for analytics, none of that, right? Like it's all
yeah,
built into the
yeah.
platform and it's all including the hosting, including CDN. They don't have to worry about anything on the website in the end.
Got it.
That's the goal.
And one of the things you guys are working on is, I think, for now on our side, we have a separate chat bot.
Yeah,
We call it chat base, but you guys are
yeah,
working, coming up with your own chat
yeah,
bot that's built into the site that's
yep,
going to be doing much more interesting things because it's
yeah,
plugged right into the site
yep,
as a native chat bot. Can you talk
exactly.
about that a second? Like, what is a native chat bot going to do that add-on chatbots may not be able to do?
Sure thing. First, they will not have the same context as we do. What you did not see is the entire back end of how each site has a recommendation engine, a context graph built into it based on all your factual data. That is
Right.
something which is will be exposed to every chatbot by default. So you don't have to come and update the chatbot with new knowledge base articles or none of that. It will
Mm,
automatically self understand and grow. And second, because we own the entire markup and the site, we will be able to provide tools for agent to navigate your website. So imagine if you're talking about a certain pricing page or any of that, the chatbot will actually take you to the pricing page or a certain case study, which it makes sense
mm,
for the customer to know right now. So things like these will be built into the platform, built into the chatbot, and it will be enabled by just like one click. No
mm.
adding script, none of it. You just like go into your settings and turn on chatbot. It will be available. It will understand. all of this about your site in an instant, and it'll provide value from day one. And one last thing which we
Yeah.
are adding also in the chatbot is the whole lead gen conversion, right? Like where imagine every form, you don't want customers to go and fill in the forms with so many details, but if it's a conversation which you're having to understand and it progressively pulls up your details of the leads, that's what we're building into. So you can convert any form into a conversation which a chatbot can have and get leads for the site itself. Yeah.
Got it, got it. Are you thinking about a chatbot that can also have like a voice interface? I can just
Oh yeah.
literally speak to it, and
Yep.
and and then
Yep.
and then based on what I'm asking, it just
Yeah.
changes. It flips the website and it takes me
Yeah.
to the page where that
Yeah.
relevant information is there, so I can just look at it
Yeah.
without even having to click a button. Right?
Exactly, right? Like you want to essentially replace yourself navigating the site and showing the demo where the chatbot can
Yeah,
do that for you, right? In a much better
got it,
way in some sense, at least in a few points. Yeah, for sure.
got it. All right. So now, what? Talk about how do you see this whole space evolving
Yeah.
in the coming months? Like
Mhm.
2026,
Yeah.
things are changing so fast.
Yeah.
AI LLM models are changing. New companies are getting funded every other day for,
Yeah.
maybe just like you have Claude for developers, people are
Yeah.
talking about Claude for marketing, and
Exactly. Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
so what do you see happening, like in the
Yeah.
whole AI native website building
Mhm.
builder space, just looking ahead for the next 12 months? What do you see happening?
Yeah, I feel the sites will not remain as static pages anymore. I think they will dynamically transform to what the user has been searching and user has been trying to find. And with
Yeah,
platforms like Kwanzoo enabling like website builders like ours, it will really help us understand the visitor intent a lot better than
yeah.
what we've been able to do with typical current traditional tools. I feel that
Mm,
having that power at every step, at every page you're navigating the site would really transform the whole user experience you can provide from just a website. Think of it like a product itself, right? Like a product walkthrough of the entire thing, what you're selling. Agent is
mm,
able to walk through the user, understanding what
mm.
they're doing and all of that, right? Like, so I feel that's where we are moving towards. That's where our vision is. That's what we want to enable. That's two folds again, like where anyone in your team can do this. They understand what is happening and what kind of visitors are coming and what they're doing on your site and how they're converting, and also to the visitors they would get a very dynamic experience of navigating a website and understanding your product much better than what they've been able to do and do it themselves at least. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the whole world of intent and
Yeah.
signals and intent
Yep.
data. I mean, it's just exploding, right? I mean, it used
Yeah.
to be company level intent. Now you've got person level intent.
Yeah.
And we working, for example, right, with some
Yep.
mid-market companies. One of those a 500 million ARR. They
Yeah.
use our tech across the entire stack for
Yeah.
doing signal-based prospecting at scale.
Yeah.
And of course, on their website, they're kind of connecting the dots. So we
Right.
actually are de-anonymizing their site traffic, and
Nice.
then they're connecting our identifier with their Adobe ID and some other
Hmm.
IDs, and so now they have a complete lead record,
And yeah.
and they're capturing all the visitor behavior by behavioral data in their
Yeah.
in their back end.
Yeah.
And now they're
So
also capturing website behavior, offsite behavior for the same prospect, social behavior for the same prospect. A much more rich buyer intelligence when
yep.
you tie it all together.
Yep.
And we have other clients that are starting to look at, okay, taking all that data, moving it into a CDP, a data lake, a data
Right.
warehouse. So
Right.
there's so much opportunity here. And to your point, I
Yeah.
think if you look at all these website pages, the ability to have agents that can
Yep.
then give you more of a transformative experience to any
Yeah.
prospect that comes in, and then
Right.
the agents are context aware and they have the
Yep.
context. And so
What the site has. Yeah.
another thing I just wanted to mention was the notion of shared context, right? So we will
Right.
have some context because
Yep.
people are setting up context in our tool. They're going to
Right.
have that same context needs to go to
Will be
you
shared to
as
the.
a
Yeah.
website, Pixelesq's, website building tools. You're
Yep.
going to need context for downstream tools,
Right.
for account scoring, for lead scoring, for
Right.
for outbound emailing
The
and
CRMs.
LinkedIn.
Yep. Yep.
The list goes on. So I think there's a lot of innovation that's going to happen between tech like ours, tech like yours, and
Yep.
other tech that comes along. So
Yeah.
definitely, um, interesting thing though that we're seeing is sometimes it's hard to do it at first touch.
Right.
So then you got to wait for that second visit
Right.
because you may not have real time data, right? When some
Right.
new prospect comes
And I
in, so
feel
you got
that's
to.
where the whole social monitoring and what you are actually working on would actually help us do a great deal even with that, right? Like if we understand that intent of the user from not just the website visits or anything else they've been
Yeah.
already doing and searching across their social networks. I think tying
Yeah.
all of that in, and if we really do it very well, I think we can really provide like an amazing experience for every user who comes to our sites. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's definitely where the world is headed.
Yep.
Let's talk about your own, your own GTM. I know
Yeah.
you just literally gotten going and you're
Yeah.
starting to build and scale. And what's working for you in terms of where you're getting people to learn about you and
Yeah.
and then come and talk to you guys.
Yeah, I think primarily it has been founder led for time being. Like events and communities
Yeah.
have been super helpful and super giving us great amount of leads. And I think customers like you, right, like where you already have a good establishment, it and a good word from you, and what we have seen, the how your site and what we have been able to showcase in the transformation like your site, I think has been a great lead. And for us, in that sense, we really use this as a highlight and showcase like how you transformed
Yeah.
Kwanzoo. And there are many customers who like have been mind blown, like wow, you transformed this site into this that. So that has been a great, I feel, if you may, a
Got it.
GTM motion for us, and then obviously we have to do a lot more, and yeah,
Yeah.
we'll continue to do so. Yeah,
Absolutely. Now, talk about just to wrap up, and we're just a few minutes to wrap up here. Anybody watching,
yeah,
they have so much invested in a website, and they're spending so much on developers. Um, what should be their key considerations, and then how can they get started in this whole
yeah,
journey if they want to start making that transformation journey?
yeah. Awesome. If
How
you're
does
stuck
how should
with,
they go about it? Yeah.
yeah, if you're stuck with WordPress, Webflow, any of this where the tools or CMS are holding you back, and if you are wanting to show up in search overviews like AI search overviews or chat GPT responses, I think you have to start making your website a lot more structured, a lot more available for these tools now, because I think the whole search discovery has moved into AI led. So I feel that's where our platform is built only for doing these for anyone who is in your team, right? Like not just like developers, designers, but the entire marketing team, because that's what the tool is built for. And the whole migration, right? Like we have really panicked the way we kind of do these migrations, and this is what I've done for last 10 years, where we have every 2 years we had to rebrand and redo. And I think the whole learning is what we have brought into Pixelesq, and that's why it would help you migrate your site in not 6 months, in not 10 months. We can do that in less than 2 months or 1 month based on the kind of site you have. So yeah, check out pixelesq.com. If anything interests you,
Mhm.
just reach out,
Yeah.
and happy to do a product demo.
Got it. But I'm going to ask you a closing question, then we'll wrap up, which
Please.
is there's a lot of young marketing people out there
Yeah,
who want to learn new modern AI native CMS builders and tools like yours and who want to
yeah,
become really good at it.
yeah,
What's your advice or guidance for people, again, who are being, they feel like AI has come along, that's completely changed what they learned in school or what they learned in
yeah.
college, and even people on the job are feeling like, man, I'm
Right,
getting left behind here.
right.
So in closing, let's just hit that topic. How can
Yeah.
other guys gain the expertise to be top-notch AI native CMS developers, builders, designers, or literally work with tools like yours? What
Yeah.
is the process?
I feel the whole AI being AI native has bridged like closed that gap like to a great extent, where you really don't have to practice, or you don't have to go through docs, you don't have to follow videos. You just come to the platform, you try it out, you will see how you'll understand like how the platform will adapt to you in some sense. So it's not essentially the other way around, where really there are no docs, there are no guides for you to learn the platform. You would see like it's English is the new programming language, as they say, right? Like if
Sure.
developers have moved to that, like I think it's time for marketers to like stop worrying about like to learn some new things and then trying. I think really we have customers who have never used a CMS or never used WordPress before, and they're very easily able to navigate the entire platform
So,
and
okay,
create
short
pages and
answer
stuff.
is short answer is just do it. That's what you're saying.
Just do it. Yeah. I think, yeah.
All right,
Without
sounds
getting
good. So
into
I'm gonna
the claims. Yep.
put up the thank you slide, and we should wrap up here. So, how can people get in touch with you, Devanand? Just to wrap up, I'm going to
Yeah,
share
I
this slide.
think like just go to pixelesq.com, or I think I'm available on LinkedIn, or even on pixelesq.com. You have the chatbot or
Yeah,
the contact form for scheduling any demos.
Got
yeah,
it.
or reach out to devanand@pixelesq.com.
Got it. All right, folks. So that concludes episode 47 of AI GTM Talks. And thank you for joining today. That's it.
Th-
Bye for
Thanks,
now.
Mani, and thanks for having me